Говорит и показывает Москва.
KVM Media House Podcast. We are back again with another exciting installment episode of the KVM Media House Podcast. I am Karabo Wamajola, and our guest today, all right, is one of the incredible actress, award-winning actress, and a singer, right? Her success within the entertainment industry started off as a result, or rather it came as a result of her quitting what she was doing, right? Her job, what she studied for, which was IT, in order for her to follow her passion, which had been part of her from a very, very young age. We have seen her on Society, Intika, It's Complicated, Room 9, Range of a Lioness, Pride of a Lioness, what else? Losing Lerato. And now, for the past 6 years to date, she's been gracing our television screens on Generations, The Legacy, by gracefully playing the role of Uyanda Majola. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Samela Tyelbooi.
Hello.
Learn how I managed to perfect pronouncing your surname. Tyelbooi. Mm-hmm. Yes, because people butcher.
I know, they really do. They really do. I've let it go. I've let it, otherwise you'll still be on square one.
Yeah, right. I got to homework. I'm that into
Majola, you have to.
I have to, right? I have to. Oh, football, no Tyelbooi. I have to. So this is the impression I had of you prior to me meeting you.
Oh, to tell.
Because you perfect your work so much. Like in every single show that you've been part of, you've done it with so much grace.
Wow.
You've respected each and every single role. Like you're a thespian. I regard you as a thespian. So for me, it's hard to approach a thespian.
Why?
Like I get so intimidated.
Oh no, man. We're people.
First, I was intimidated. First, I thought you were an introvert.
I am.
Okay, I thought you're an introvert. Okay, I was right by that. Secondly, I thought you were way into your space, so much so that it was so difficult I thought it was difficult for people to approach you. Until we actually approached you.
And
then there was this infectious laughter that you had.
Yeah.
Childlike spirit, forever smiling. You've got such an amazing, amazing aura. Like an amazing aura. I was listening to an interview with Thibaut Touch, and he said there was a moment where he walked outside and he was like, she has to come back again.
Oh,
that's how amazing she is.
Oh, wow. I missed that.
I was nodding by myself. I was like, I know that. Mm-hmm. Literally, it took me back to the first time I met you. And then there was this other time we bumped into you by the door. And you were like, oh, Ningabi. I was like, she still remembers us.
Of course. Yes, I do.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's incredible. I'm super proud to see what you guys are doing here. I want each and every single image on all kinds of merchandise.
Yes.
I'm going to be first in line for all of that. I've already spoken to you about it.
Yes, you have.
I'm very proud to be here. Thank you.
Uzalole Grahamstown.
Emakanda, that's
the
right.
home of Rose University.
That's true.
Victoria
National Arts Festival.
Yes.
Went to Victoria Girls High School.
Yes.
That's where Unatinkai went to school.
Yes.
Nosolana Mbona went to school. Liduhu went to school.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Grahamstown is amazing.
Right. But you say you didn't realize how small the town is.
No. I mean, as Umdara, you think this is the whole world. Mm-hmm. The entire world is your world that you occupy until you learn that, oh, no, you can pretty much walk forever and you will not have reached the end of this thing you think is the world, right?
Yeah.
And so obviously that made me very curious to see, well, what is beyond that hill over there?
Yeah.
And what if I go further than that line that I can see on the horizon? What happens then? You know? And I've always been a curious child. I've always been my mother, shame. I think I must have given her a heart attack at least about 10 times growing up, just because I'm adventurous. I love to explore. And so as a child also, you have no sense of safety and danger.
Yes. You're just your authentic self.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of your mother, how was your family dynamic? Because it's not out there.
Oh, no. I mean, grew up in a typical family, mom, dad. Mom used to be a nurse. My father, who's late now, he used to be a teacher. One older brother and myself, just the two of us.
Yeah.
So we have that normal brother-sister dynamic where I'm constantly trying to prove that I'm better than him. The truth is he is better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you say that you had a wonderful childhood.
I did.
Talk us through that.
I really did. I know that this is something that not everyone can relate to, unfortunately, but I had present parents.
Nice.
Present in every way that mattered. I mean, we definitely didn't grow up rich, not by any stretch of the imagination, but in the ways that mattered in terms of, you know, the love, the nurturing, the guidance that we needed as children into adulthood. Throughout life, they've always been there for us. They've always done their best to provide even the material things that are necessary. Let's not lie.
Yeah.
Those things are necessary, you know. So they made the sacrifices that they had to make. And as an adult now, looking back, I can say, no, shame, these people, they
worked hard to be where I am.
They worked. They worked. I think at my age, they had done so much more with what now seems like so much less, right? And I know that for most of us,
so much more. What seems like
nowadays, it seems like you need a lot more to be able to accomplish the basic things that our folks were able to, you know, achieve back then. I don't know. It's a sign of the times, inflation and whatnot. But they really did their best for us, and I'll always be thankful for that. Yeah.
Awesome. That is amazing. Now that is wonderful. I concur with you there. And you say that you used your imaginations on your toys and games. Do you think that's where the actress and performer was born?
Yes, I've always, I mean, as a child, as long as I wasn't sort of just being myself, if there was a song and I was dancing and, you know, uncles and aunties going, yeah, I was happy to do it.
Yes.
I didn't shy away from the limelight in that way. I didn't always know that this thing was called acting until later at school. You know, we'd watch stage productions and so on. I'd be like, okay, so there's a whole thing that you can follow a path to get to be that person on stage. And then I really, really, you know, developed a keenness and an eagerness to follow that path and be.
We're still gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Okay.
We're still gonna talk about that because I found that part of your life so interesting. I found that part of your life so interesting. But I want us to talk about music because you're a singer as well, and people don't know this. You're a singer. Which song takes you back to your childhoodness?
Oh man.
What are your childhood memories?
Oh, so many things. Okay, I used to love just my father's playlist because
my dad used to listen to jazz.
Oh,
and then he listened to almost Stevie Wonder and Michael Franks and all of that.
Gregory Porter.
I mean, well, he wasn't until much. Gregory Porter was like 2000 and something bullshit. I'm talking like in the 80s. So I'm lying down, coloring, hearing like soap opera. Her dad is cooking and listening to his jazz, and mom is at church, you know, and it's all that kind of music that takes me back to my childhood, you know, and they
sing along to those songs.
I mean, I couldn't, it was and also the language when it was like almost Stevie Wonder, and I didn't know how to speak English then, so I listened to the phonetic Korean for it, and it's my stuff because then I was singing it. And then I think I discovered that I actually loved singing when at school they taught us Christmas carols, and I was Silent Night.
Oh.
You know, round your burden, my sister and child, to me some point, right? I think I like this thing, and I then think shut up.
Yeah, that. We're still gonna talk about music much later.
Yeah.
But you've mentioned that you went to the same high school, university.
Yeah.
Says to you that you should consider doing this. What does that say to you?
it completely affirms everything that I had been feeling up to that point about wanting to do drama, wanting to do acting. It just really said, you want to land value, stick with it.
Yeah.
Stick with it. You're on the right path. You're completely making it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Having someone, especially in that position, tell you, no, I'll beat you. You're very right. Follow through.
Yeah. And then you had a conversation with your parents and they say it's safer for you to do IT.
Yeah, no. It's like, you know, when you're in matric, it's so... It's rough in the sense that now your whole future lies ahead of you. And everything sort of hangs on this one thing called your final exam.
Yes.
And then after your final exam, you have to make decisions about the rest of your life. And you're now also hearing and reading news about the unemployment rate and how people who have this qualification and that qualification have no jobs. So why would you go down that line and that line? And also talking to, you know, other people that I trust, and like, I was thinking of doing drama. They're like, are you mad?
I mean, they're me.
What are you going to do with artists? Who do you know who has done drama just physically in your...
But I hear that during those years, you would vibe to your rhythm and reasons.
Rhyme and Reason.
Rhyme, rather.
Oh my gosh,
Sorry,
that
Rhyme
was
and Reason.
Touch's show on Saturday.
Yes.
Hey, yeah, we have a social life. Friday night. Yeah. And so, you know, you wake up Saturday morning at whatever state you are in, you just know that there are certain things that, you know, it's like the youth, they like Amapiano and so on. And for me, that was Touch's show every Saturday morning, whether I'm cleaning, whether I'm nursing a hangover. It didn't matter what I was doing. I just knew that Touch had my back. He was going to play the best tunes, and that was the culture for me back then.
And you did quite difficult things within the IT space.
I did.
CCNA.
That was my CCNP and my CCNA. That's Cisco.
Cisco.
That's for your computer network.
He did IT,
you guys
by the way.
Connecting over here. I actually have the certification for it. Cisco CCNA, CCNP.
But what does it mean to someone who doesn't understand the world of IT, like myself? He did IT.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? Like your CCNA, your CCNA?
That's basically I'm qualified to be a network administrator. Okay. I could build whatever they've got going at the SABC that requires cables and computers and the internet. I can do that. I can oversee it. And I can physically do it as well. I mean, I would have to go and polish up on my knowledge. It's been like 20 years.
Yeah. So you were an IT consultant, by the way.
I mean, I could be.
Yeah.
I could be. If I really wanted to, I could be. It's just a matter of bridging the gap between where I left it and where it is now.
But I understand that right after you graduated, you did find a job within...
I did, yes, I did. I was a manager of a content system where you did shopping online. And what else did I do? Oh my gosh, I was a business analyst. I was a quality assessor. I did those jobs.
I understand that you studied because you wanted financial stability and security.
I mean, it was very early on in my career. So I had just started. I honestly can't say that I gave it long enough to say that I achieved that kind of financial stability and security. For sure, my ladder, I was going to climb it because I was getting promoted every year. I was good at my job, although I didn't enjoy it. You know, so when I did my vision cast into the future, I could see that, I could go far with this thing and I'm going to live a good life if I stick it out. It's just, I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
Nah.
But now you were doing this and then you went on to be an extra at Generations at Mashaba Media.
Yeah.
And you were fixing your sinuses.
Oh, catch you when I catch you.
And then you were fixing your sinuses.
When I catch
that was your first line. Shout out to Touch, by the way.
That's what I had to do.
Shout out to Timo Touch because he disclosed that.
Which this girl did nothing and got paid. That's all I had to do. I just look down and go.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. How demanding was that, by the way, being an extra and also having to work as an IT consultant at the same time?
You know, my boss at the time was very understanding. He was very understanding. He was like, as long as you you're up to date with your work. You can do some of we were working from home way before COVID, by the way. It was like, as long as your work is up to date, your deliverables, you've met them. Yeah, it's okay, you can go. But obviously you need to be here more than you are there. Otherwise, what am I paying you for? Right. So he was, and then I left that job. At the next job, they were a little bit more traditional, and they were like, nah, you have to make a choice. I think they allowed it about 3-4 times. After that, they were like, no, we need for you to make a decision. If you're gonna go today, then this is your notice.
We're still gonna go there. Still gonna go there. Because that's a part of your life also that I want us to dig deep into. So now you are at Generations, and now through Generations, you get this opportunity about Ubeku Society. How did it come up?
Oh my gosh, Society. Now that was the job I got the day I lost the other job, when they were like, if you're gonna go. So I went to Generations knowing Uguti, I'm losing this day job now, right? And that same afternoon, I got a call from Magano, one of the producers of Society. And they're like, yes, Samela, we've got good news. You got the role. I was like, ah!
Manje ukwazelaphi uMagano?
I had auditioned.
Okay.
I had auditioned. I was like, thank you so much. I just lost my job today. She was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We have.
But how far back did you audition for Society?
It was
during
maybe was it like a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks before she called to give me the news.
Okay.
And how I even got that audition, I don't know if you know DJ Kenzero.
No.
You know him. He knows him. Yeah. So Kenzero was actually sort of managing myself and my friend. We were singing together. Yeah. This was the music.
Oh, the music. Okay, we're still gonna go. Yeah, we're still gonna go back there.
Right. So he says, "Hey, man, I know someone who's you're an actress, right?" I was like, "Well, I'm trying to be." He's like, "Well, I know someone, and they're about to start shooting the series, and they were holding auditions. I don't know if you'd." I was like, "Yes, call them now." And he calls and he says, "Hey, I'll never forget this." He says, "Hey, so Sam is an actress. She's very keen to come and audition if you have a part." And I think on the other side, the other producer was like, "Well, can she act?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know. She's on Generations." And he goes, "Well, that doesn't mean she's gonna act." Oh my God. Now, walking into that audition, I'm already like,
yeah, you need to prove yourself.
I have the hill it's not steep, it's straight up like the out. And I've got to climb that thing. And I did the audition. I was very nervous. Little did I know, I didn't even know at the time that I was actually auditioning for a lead role on Society. It's only when they confirmed I got the part. And then I was like, oh, this is a lead. So it was quite incredible how that first year of acting happened for me. First time acting, and a few months later getting my first lead role as well in the industry. I couldn't believe it. Alignment is something else.
Yes. I want us to talk about that lead role. Uluwi Kumete. So she is a woman that was so invested into her career, right? So much so that she neglected her husband and her kids. So you say that Society was ahead of its time.
Oh, yes. Very much so.
Mm-hmm. Why do you say that?
Because those weren't conversations people were prepared to have, candidly and just, these are topics that should be like a banal thing. We should just be able to talk about these things. Like, oh, Funishata, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Me, I do want to get married and I want to and it should be fine. Mm-hmm. But back then, it was still a new thing to learn that not all women want to be married. Not all women want to have children. It wasn't so easily and readily acceptable. And then, of course, we were tackling the sexuality issue as well. One of the characters was gay. Yes. And then the other character also had a relationship with an older white man. This is something we're seeing happening in our society, but no one knows how to navigate these conversations and make these and acknowledge them as a part of life. Yes. And that these are choices you can make just for the virtue of being a human being. You are allowed to make these choices for yourself, and it should be okay. No one should feel they have a right to say anything about it. you know, and then obviously the other one who was the news anchor and was constantly broke, even though people think they have money.
She murdered that character.
She so did. You know, all the ladies I worked with, I was so privileged to have worked with them, coming into the industry, you know, having little to no experience. I could say no experience, honestly, because on Generations, I was very much still background.
I just knew on Tuesday, 8:30, Society. I still remember. Yeah, it was an incredible story.
Yes, it was.
It was an incredible story. But now what went down behind you preparing for that role specifically? Because it's your first big role. Now you have to prepare for this role. You have to conduct research. You have to make women that were in that position actually be able to relate towards you.
Right.
What went down?
I have to find what relates, what I can relate to in the character as well.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, that was, I had my firstborn child at the time, and she was still in Grahamstown with my family, and I moved to Joburg in pursuit of a career. Not too far-fetched and different from what Lois was doing, even though Lois was already with her husband and her child. Though, in her heart, she was really married to her career. So I had to find things that I could relate to, so that when I live her truth, I'm being honest. I'm telling the truth because it's truthful to me too.
Yes.
We weren't very different, if I'm being quite honest with you. We weren't very different. At the time, I wasn't really interested in being tethered to any man or in a relationship or anything like that. The thing that I wanted more than anything was my career, and hopefully have enough of a career to be able to be a present mother in my child's life at the time. That was non-negotiable. But as far as marriage and relationships, I don't know. I just wanted my career. I really did. Yeah. And so she found unhealthy ways to cope, I guess, or it manifested itself in unhealthy ways via the alcoholism and so on. And I suppose I had to now find a way to substitute that for something. I wasn't going to turn into an alcohol just because I wanted to play Lois.
Yes. Sis Samela, we're still going to carry on with this, right? I just want to take a quick break.
Okay.
Then when we come back, we're still going to unpack Uluwi. And yeah, there are a couple of questions I have for you regarding Uluwi, because it's one of the biggest roles. We'll be back. And we are back, KVM Media House family. You still with me, Karabo Majola. I'm still with the award-winning actress and internationally acclaimed. Is that the right term?
Yes. Yes. You can say it again.
Right? Right? How does it feel?
Oh, it feels amazing.
Amazing.
It feels like this is doable. It feels like this was the right decision and choice to make for my life.
Right? We just took a pause there. We just took a pause, and I hope you enjoyed skits that we do, promos that we do. Listen, I work with creatives that really do an amazing job. But I want us to carry on with our conversation, sis. Which artist haven't you worked with and you feel like you still want to work with? Local. Mother 2 months.
She's insane.
Right.
I love her. I worked with him, but we were on the same production, but I didn't share scenes with him.
So you
I
didn't
love
get
him
to
to
have
bits.
that
Right.
heart-to-heart.
I love him to bits now. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, the list is endless, but off the top of my head.
I didn't imagine Umabatu Monso among many people. Like I didn't imagine Bowsauti yena.
No.
Specifically, like I didn't.
Maybe
think,
because we
yeah,
don't see her acting as much anymore, but she is. I mean,
she's incredible.
she's incredible.
She's incredible, absolutely incredible. She's an incredible director, storyteller. I love the fact she's
And Renate Stuurman.
Renate Stuurman. Oh my goodness.
Love her to bits.
Oh my goodness. Renate Stuurman. I love, people like Renate Stuurman, people like Mabatu Munsu, or Sizikona Zodlaka, like you name them, are people that actually makes me uncomfortable to say I'm a performer.
Right? You look at them and you're like, yes, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'll get the. But it's also nice because you see the kind of greatness that
Yes.
you are striving towards, that you're
Yes.
working towards.
Yes.
It's always good to have that to look up to. You know what I mean?
Yup.
Can you imagine if there you are in a space and you have no one to look up to? Then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why continue with
Yeah,
it? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
you could still find levels, I suppose,
Right.
but it's much better if you can look at it.
Yeah.
Yabona diapa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found it very funny when Sis Mabatu Munsu said, when I was at Generations, I was actually learning.
Wow.
Yeah, she was like, I was actually learning. That was me learning. I was like, how?
Wow.
I still remember the
And
character.
exactly,
Lumka.
her character is memorable
Yeah.
to this day.
Yeah.
People see her and they go, "Nangu."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which production house haven't you worked with that you wish you could, work with? Like looking from the outside, you feel like, they have.
I'd love to work with Bomb Production.
You haven't worked with
I haven't worked with Bomb yet, no.
Is it?
I mean, Shedza and Sariti are also doing great things.
Yes.
I've had the
Bomb is iconic.
Bopa was Society. I'd love to work with them again one day, Yeah, Bomb.
Yeah. Bomb is iconic.
Yes.
It really is iconic. Sorry.
They are.
Yeah, like it's absolutely iconic. But you look at the things that they've done, produced, put out there.
And also Mandla.
Oh,
Black Brain.
Yes.
Black Brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yo. And funny how this, in fact, who put Mandla in, and I think he started off with Utitimba. Who put Titimba, sorry. Mbeko. No, Sisu. I forget her name. I forgot her name. But they were at AFDA. I think they were at AFDA, and they pitched this idea at the SABC. Young, aspiring, I look at them, I see myself, and where they are, I literally see myself. Thank you for mentioning them. Thank you for mentioning them.